So now we are going to continue. Okay, let's put things in order here. Yeah, we are going to test it a bit to know or for you to be able to see how it works. So let's compile, and then we are going to deploy. Here we come here, we click here, and we choose an account. This account is going to be the admin, as you were saying today, and you are going to click and deploy. Okay, the contract has been deployed successfully. Now we are going to see the function and how we can interact. So we have the store candidate. It is actually this function, and to store a candidate you have to pass through a name. Yeah, here we can click and get the admin address. Yeah, that is actually the admin address that is here. So you can see that it's actually the same address that is actually here. And here we have our candidate struct. Yeah, candidate mapping. Yeah, candidate mapping that's actually here, so that you can actually retrieve a particular candidate and see all the information about him, so that his ID, his name, and how many people has actually voted for him. So if you put, let's say, 1 here and you click candidate, you are going to see all the information. So it has actually mapped the UN, this UN 1 represent that UN to the candidate struct, and we have all these information that you see here, and you also have it here. So I think you understand better what I was programming today in the previous video. So now we are going to try to store a candidate. So let's say Paul. I'm going to store Paul as a candidate. Yeah, Paul. You click on transact, and then if you click candidate, you are going to see Paul is the first candidate, and the ID of Paul is 1, and it did not receive any vote yet. So, and let's say the other candidate is Laura. You click transact, and when you come there, you click on number 2. So you are going to see the ID of Laura is 2, and Laura is here, the name, and Laura did not receive any vote yet. So that's how it works basically under the hood. So you have a brief overview of what we were doing. So we are going to continue and try to implement other function. So let's continue. Now what do we want? We want our smart contract to be able to authorize an elector or a voters to be able to vote. So we are doing this by calling the special keyword, or the keyword function. Yeah, we are going to say authorize. Yeah, you set public visibility for everybody to be able to see it from outside and inside the blockchain smart contract. So what are we going to do now? We need to pass an argument. An argument is going to be an address, because electors or voters should have an address. So they are going to vote with their address or the addresses. So let's say add address, and you are going to put a parameter here. We are going to name it elector. Elector. Yeah, we have elector as a parameter. So what we are trying to do here, we are trying to store, or to authorize an elector, to be able to vote, and we want only the admin to do that. So we have declared it with an address and the name underscore elector. We are going now to create another struct for the electors or voters. that are going to be able to be part of the process of voting. So let's say struct. As we create the candidate, we are going to create a struct now. It's going to be voter. Yeah, we open and close curly braces. And now, what do we want now for our struct voter? Because after it, we are going to create another mapping to map, the all the voters to the addresses and to see what are the activities. But it's going to depend on what is going to be put here. So what do we want to put here? First of all, we need to know if the person is allowed to vote. So we are going to use the bool the bool variable. So we're going to say bool yeah, I have a problem with my keyword. Bool, so allow, to know if the person is allowed. So we are also going to declare another type of variable to also the bool, because we want also to know if a voter has actually voted before. So we're going to say already voted. Yeah, okay. And now we also need to keep track of the choice. So a voter is going to vote with the ID of the candidate he wants to vote for. So let's say uint choice. Yeah, that is his choice. So if he decides to vote for Laura, he's going to put 2. If he decides to vote for Paul, as we said, we saw earlier, is going to put 1. So we have our struct done. Now we need to implement a mapping to map with that struct. Let's come here and say mapping, as we already know. But here the key is going to be an address. So we need to fetch, voters by address. Okay, let's say address. Okay, and we are going to map the address to the voter. Yeah, the struct voter, this one. Yeah, okay. Now we do that by doing this voters. We declare the visibility of our mapping and we say it is voters. Okay, now we have our mapping set up. Let's arrange thing here. Okay, yeah, we are good to that. So everything has been created now to facilitate the implementation of the function authorize. Now what do we need to do? We need to access our mapping. Yeah, let's access mapping. We are going to call the keyword voters, and then we are going to pass. What do we want to pass here? We want to pass this argument, elector, elector, and you want to authorize it. You click dot, and you are going to take the name here, allowed. The allowed name, you are going to put it here, allow, equal to true. Yeah, because we want to authorize that address to be able to vote. So that is how it works. So we are going to test it and see how you can authorize an address. But now we also need to implement another require functions, because we want only the administrator to authorize some electors or some voters to be able to vote. So let's use the keyword require. Okay, the keyword require, we are going to say msg.sender equal to admin. If not, is going to show that you are not the admin. Yeah, okay, so we are good to that. Now we are going to deploy a smart contract, yeah, to see how it works. So you come and click here and deploy. You know, the transaction is actually pending. So we are going to test it in another video. Okay, thank you.